Hello, I'm Annie Sloan and I'm going to answer one of the questions that I get asked the most. So this is actually an IKEA piece, but it could be all sorts of other pieces. It's got a plastic finish over it. It's over chipboard, so it's very simple, very cost effective, amazing. And you see them everywhere. You've probably got something in your house as well. It's sometimes called laminate, it's sometimes called melamine, and there's loads of other words too, I think everywhere. So this is basically, can you paint it? Yes, the answer is yes. So I'm going to paint this white piece, and let's be frank, it's very serviceable. It could go anywhere, but it's not really setting the house on fire. It's not looking great. It's not very interesting. How can we make it look more good in your room and to make different styles? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it with a colour I really love. It's called Svenska. It's a sort of Swedish blue. Svenska means Swedish in Swedish. So Svenska blue, a lovely grey blue. Oh, that shows me something. Now if that happens to you and you think, oh my goodness, it's not covering very well, that is because you haven't stirred it very well, which is what I did. So on the top you get a little bit of a film, and you need to make certain that you've mixed that in well. So otherwise you get this. So all I have to do now is wipe that off and start again. Mix well, get everything all mixed in, and now I'm going to start painting and you'll see the difference immediately. So that's another question I get asked a lot. People do wonder, well, it's not covering very well. Have you stirred it? So there we are. So now what I am going to do now is, this is a very shiny finish, and I'm going to spread it a long way. This is particularly important if you're doing anything melamine or laminate, so cover well, and again, every which way, don't worry about it. And it's not covering that well, that's because I'm doing it very thinly. Allow that to dry, and then we'll do a second coat and you'll see how beautiful it is. Because melamine doesn't absorb like normal wood would, the paint will take longer to dry, so it's not the same. So don't worry about it taking a long time to dry. When I say a long time, rather than 10 minutes, it might be 20 minutes, but you can speed that up, of course, with a hairdryer. One point when you use a hairdryer, use the hairdryer everywhere. If you just use it on one part of it, you can find that the colour changes. So it'll be one part, it will be slightly darker or lighter depending on the colour, but it won't be consistent. So either use a hairdryer or don't use a hairdryer. Don't use it in one part. First coat is dry. I've helped it along with a hairdryer, and now I'm going to do the second coat, and you'll see how beautifully that covers. So 2 thin coats are always better than 1 thick coat, especially on laminate, because there's nothing for it really to adhere to. You're better, because otherwise you'll find it will possibly could chip. So you want 2 thin coats, and then that's it. When this is dry, I'll wax it, and then that's it, finished and looking gorgeous. Of course, you could have done something a bit fancy and done this one colour and this one a different colour. We could get all sorts of fancy things. But for now, it's just looking beautiful in Svenska blue. Second coat done, and you might even need a third coat depending on the surface. It's all looking gorgeous, and now it's time to apply a coat of wax. I would allow it a good time to dry, so let it dry overnight. Remember that this is not absorbent, this surface is not absorbent, so allow a good time to dry and get really, really solid and hard so the paint is strong, and then apply a coat of clear wax. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips, tricks and tutorials. Happy painting!